I think many people are saying that why am I coming here to look like I'm writing another book of lamentations on the question of gangs? I am not lamenting only. I am actually seeking for your support. You see, security operations cannot succeed in an environment where there's resistance by the public and by leadership. When we did the operation that we did in Kitale, you saw one of the leaders coming, to the media and say, oh, youth are being targeted. This government is targeting youth. Okay, the same youth attacked young people who are registering voters. So we need public support, because where there is interference, leaders play a significant role, and they are powerful and important. Leaders can mobilize 10,000, 20,000 people. There is no amount of police officers in a rural county that can defend public institutions or individuals against and mobilize 10,000, 20,000 people. So I have said it, and I want to repeat that irresponsible leaders are the greatest threat to national security. That is period. And using such platforms to raise the level of awareness and ask for national consensus conversation, I am happy that now there is a conversation. Everybody is crying about gangs. There was a time it was monopolized by a few leaders. Now it is owned by more leaders, and they are fighting with more leaders. So the whole place is chaotic. And the people who are causing those chaos are those in leadership. This is the right forum for me to raise the awareness. No amount of guns, bullets, tear gas can resolve this problem. Let me tell you, if you, a small county like Busia, not so small, if you are counting the number of police officers in that place, there are very few officers, and they are focused on police station, general duties, administrative work, and so forth. To have even a rapid response unit there, maybe one unit. To have, you can't even have there, you can't say you have enough GSU. So the first point of call when it comes to safety of the people is a society that has a consensus about living together in harmony, a dignified political discourse that focuses on issues, competition that is around issues. I must say that I'm very proud of my county. Not to say this here, but Elgeyo Marakwet is one of the counties that has no single criminal gang, no goons. It is the only county where, I was a senator just the other day, you can give a lift to your opponent. You're going together to a baraza. You talk, and you can even ask your opponent, nisaidia 5,000. Kwa sababu wewe you are in office, na unaweza peana 50 kwa Harambee, nisaidia 5. People laugh after the campaigns and they go home. But in a number of counties, leaders cannot just come to church. Merely church function is impossible. You go to some church Harambees and you cannot even, as someone cannot even be preached. Some characters who are drunk behind there are shouting, 2-term this one, 2-term the other one, 1-term this one, 1-term the other one. It's just unbelievable. So it will, I must emphasize, Chairman, it is not a policing issue. It should not be a gun issue. It should not be an enforcement issue. It's a question of good manners. Yeah, it's an issue of leadership, that the entire leadership must rise in one accord to accept that we need to bring order to our country. And that's why we are raising this issue here. Some leaders, and I agree with Honorable Kaunya, some leaders, their only claim to leadership is actually eliminating his opponents. Making it impossible for any opponent to come in. And they are proudly going around saying, this is the deterrent measures are put in place. Nobody can address a meeting in my constituency if he's going to mention my name. So the only way they are in office is because there's no other one. Because he has beaten all the other people, he has harassed them, he's sent goons. Those leaders, if today we were successful, and we are attempting, we are working hard to do so, to arrest all his people and take away with the gangs, they will never get a single vote. The only reason why the voter puts their name there is because they either terrorize them or they have eliminated their opponents. This culture must come to an end. Lastly, judiciary. This is, I don't know. I mean, in the first lesson of constitutional law, you will be told in first year that there are things that judges must take judicial notice. You don't need to plead it before a court of law for them to appreciate that the country is suffering because of these acts of goons and gangs. But yet, judges are still releasing these people to the public. They don't care about the bail terms. As long as a number of opposition leaders have appeared before court, it is enough proof to say that rights have been violated and release these people to go. When you're saying we have done nothing, when after the protest of 2025, over 1,000 people were arrested by the by the IG, including those who banned police station in Kikuyu, in Olkalau, in all these other places. What happened? What happened? The courts released them. Of course, leaders made noise, watu yangu. The courts released them. They went back to their society. They were back the other day. They were in Kikuyu and other places. And this circle will continue if we do not get the support of the judiciary. So no matter, notwithstanding what the DCI and IG here will do, without the conscious support of the judiciary, this country, and we know they banned courts, so there is nobody who is infallible. Now, and on the question of criminal justice system, yes, I've seen that interference from Syria Command. It is true. During Jukwaa la Usalama, most of the police officers were saying that you carry out serious enforcement, a phone call comes from Nairobi, you are transferred. Okay? You are either transferred or you are warned or you are asked to release people. So the IG is also under pressure from all of us, including yourselves, including all of us, executive, yourself, judiciary, big people, business people, billionaires, and so forth. Always saying, hiyo ni mtu yangu, wachilia ule, fanya hiyo. We need to allow the National Police Service to do its work independently. And we agreed that with the IG that whatever, and the IG has said it publicly that he will not interfere with the work that is done by his officers on the ground, except if the complaint is that the officers are corrupt and there is need to remedy the situation because of security concerns. So political interference and other kind of interference also is common, and I cannot deny that sometimes even senior police officers and senior executive members and senior parliamentary leaders occasion this, and it's something that we must deal with continuously. Somebody has asked why attacks are happening on operation. Yes, in Isiolo. I don't, because you are a local there, and I also come from the same region, I don't need to emphasize to you that the problem we are dealing with is not, this is a systemic issue, historical, and embedded in the society for a very long time. In the past, they have seen cases of operations where police come, they fight police, they run away, they fear, or they do this. In some cases where we've been successful, like the areas that I've explained to you, it was also like that. In 2025, by mid-2025, which was last year, in Elgeyo Marakwet, including Marakwet East, where I come from, the police were still attacking people, including they killed a priest when the operation was going on. But the police sustained that operation. Eventually they surrendered, and that's why we collected over 500 guns. So what we should be asking ourselves about the Isiolo and this and Meru and also Samburu side is, and I think you are right on this one, and Honorable Sarah Korere was right, sustained operations. Because if you cut a snake's tail and leave it to wander around, it will attack more people. So I agree with you that the operation should just be sustained until the end. It's also very sad. You saw the pictures of the ones that were got and killed and whatever, and you saw they are very young people, 17, 18, 19. You pity the ignorance that is in there, and they feel powerful when they have that gun. Combined with young age, ignorance, uneducation, poverty, bad mentality, those people become emboldened to do things. And then hero worship and being encouraged and being told that you are fighting for your future. So But if we sustain the operation the way we've done, I have no doubt that we will succeed. Why are we on the question of Changara division? That is an issue that is 20, 30 years old. So it is not going to be solved in just one morning. What we will only have to deal with is leaders using violence to resolve a boundary issue that has been with people for a long period of time. There is no value in that kind of, and I think the message to IG is that we need to make sure that the enforcement is done to avoid any leader using gangs to terrorize citizens. I've answered the roads in Dadaab and all that, marginalization, gangs in Garissa, I agree. This report, Mr. Chair, may need actually to be updated. Even when I was looking at it, a lot of update needs to be done, but also some places where it's called hotspot, really. When you ask a hotspot for what, they tell you for petty thieves and so forth. Maybe we need to just provide Parliament with hotspots of serious crimes. Then the rest of the issues that can be sorted can be dealt with. So I know Madogo in Garissa had also a similar challenge of gangs and so forth. Lastly, Honorable Karoli has asked about these gang members. I don't need to tell you, Karoli, you are not a stranger in Jerusalem. You know Kisumu, you know Nyalenda, you know all those places. You know what has been happening. It's not Kisumu alone. It includes your own county. You know the same in Siaya, Migori. If you had come from another country, I would explain to you. You know for sure that Kisumu is a hotspot of gangs and goods. And it's not only you. Everybody else here knows, because we have used Kisumu town, that as long as you are passing a particular area and they know certain leader is coming or whatever, you will either have boys asking you for kuchunga hour, or they are targeting you, a particular person, because another one has mobilized us against the other person, and they are not loyal to anybody. They are loyal to the one who pays. Who pays the piper calls the tune. And they are available, not Kisumu alone, all these goons and gangs are available for hire. The man who will take care of them today, will only be doing so because he has the capability and time. When time changes, another one will do it against him. And that's why we're having this conversation that we need to deal with gangs issue. Now, what happened to the Osotsi issue? The Osotsi issue was the DCI circulated the pictures. As you said, some of them presented, 3 of them presented themselves. The rest of the 13 or 14 ran out of the country to the neighboring country. So, but the IG and the DCI are on them, working with the authorities in the neighboring country, and we will arrest all of them eventually. As soon as they step in this country, they will all be arrested. And I hope that will be the first example to show that violence doesn't pay. But then, why? The other question, why goons and gangs thrive, is because the line is very thin, very thin. There is a thin line between a criminal and political supporters. And political supporters who are criminals when they are committing crime and when they are just present themselves as supporters. Now tomorrow, including you when you go for the rally on Sunday, can you for sure tell this house that you will not mobilize criminals to accompany you to the rally? You cannot say with certainty because, you can't say with certainty because you are already, even now in your mobilization preparation, now you are saying, vijana wetu ya kutoka wapi, vijana kutoka wapi, your supporters, some people, you are mobilizing people from Nairobi, your others mobilizing from Kakamega, others are from Luanda, we know them. But you see, they are citizens of Kenya. Before they commit a crime, you cannot say, I arrest them preemptively. Because sometimes they come empty-handed, reaching there, somebody supplies rungus and so forth. This issue can only be sorted, not by the police, because the numbers you are intending to have in that city are many, and they're also your opponents who are coming there to shout, as you shout one time, another one is shouting, one time to you also yourself, or to, 2 times to another person. then the police are being expected to stop people from doing 2-term or 1-term. It's a very difficult job. This is, in fact, I almost suggested that we might need actually a national convention of leaders sitting down and saying, my brother, let's just agree to do civilized campaign. Let's not incentivize young people for gangs, because until the moment something erupts inside the rally, the police officer will never have known that this is a gang. Sometimes we are accused, and I've seen police being accused that they are working hand in hand with the goons and whatever. Before anything erupts, you'll never know this one is a goon, you know? Okay, look at the case of Nairobi during Mandamano. Watchmen, business people, prepare themselves for the Mandamano. So what do? They put watchmen around their businesses, business shops, and then give them that karungu. Say, okay, you take care of the whatever. On a normal day, a watchman, nobody has a problem with. So when the police are now doing the operation and a watchman is standing on the door, what would the media do? They take pictures and say, you see, those are the goons being protected by the police, working hand in hand with the police. Those are the complications that sometimes never get explained. But I can tell you from the bottom of my heart, from where I stand, I abhor any kind of goons and gangs. And we are trying our best, and I know the heart of the Inspector General of Police, we are trying our best under difficult circumstances with a police force that is also, we have not recruited people in the last many years.